area, as they called it, the State Environmental Protection Agency. For work, school, or fun, he said. Last week, my geology class went out to Mount Wrightson, and we hiked partway down the Arizona Trail. I noticed several dead birds off the trail. My professor didn't think it was anything, but it bothered me. So I talked to my boss, Frank, at work, and he said if my professor didn't think it was unusual, then it wasn't. But I couldn't stop thinking about it, so went back a couple days ago on my own. One of the closed trails has been used recently, and I found more dead birds, more than a dozen. Which means what? I don't know yet, but birds are especially vulnerable to contaminated water because of their small size and metabolism. Remember when I told you my boss got an anonymous letter 2 years ago? Signed a concerned citizen and postmarked from Patagonia. The letter writer claimed that several local people were being made sick and that the water supply was tainted. Frank tested the water supply himself after that, but he didn't find anything abnormal, so he dismissed it. But no one has been able to explain why those people were sick. And remember, there was no evidence that anyone was sick, Billy said. The letter was anonymous. It could have just been a disgruntled prankster. Didn't Frank talk to the health center about the complaint? Didn't he investigate the local copper refinery? Yes, she said, and sighed in a way that made him feel like he was missing something. Maybe 2 years ago it wasn't real, she said in a way that made Billy think she really didn't believe that. But now my gut tells me something's going on, and I want to know what. You told your boss about the dead birds. You said he was a good guy, right? Yeah, but I think he still thinks I'm a tree hugger. You certainly gave that impression when you first started there, and questioned their entire record-keeping process and the way Frank had conducted that original investigation. I've apologized 100 times. I realize now how much goes into keeping accurate records, and that area uses one of the best systems in the country. I've learned so much from Frank. I really believe I can make a difference now, and be smart about it too. All I want is to give him facts, Billy, and the only way I can do that is if I go back up there. Billy didn't have the same passion for the environment that Emma had, but he loved her commitment to nature and how she continued to learn and adapt to new and changing technologies and ideas. Whatever you want to do, I'm with you, he said. He'd follow her through the Amazon jungle if she asked him to. It's going to be a beautiful day, she said, as if he needed encouragement to do anything for her. I just want to check out the trails near where I found the second flock of birds. We can have a picnic, make a day out of it. Good call, bribing me with food. She smiled. I can bribe you with something else, too. Then she kissed him. An hour later, the sun was up, and they stopped for breakfast in the tiny town of Sonoyta, southeast of Tucson, where highways 82 and 83 intersected. Emma had been quiet the entire drive, taking notes while analyzing a topo map. As they ate, Emma showed him the map and her notes. The dead birds I found last week with the class were Mexican jays. The ones I found after that on my own were trogons. I've been studying both of their migration patterns. The jays have a wider range. The trogons are much more localized. It seems unlikely that they just dropped dead out of the sky for no reason. I'm thinking logically they might have been poisoned. I don't see any large body of water near where I found them, but there's a pond here that forms during the rainy season, she pointed. While Billy couldn't read a topo map to save his life, he trusted her thinking. That pond, or this stream, she pointed again, are right under one of their migration routes. I've also highlighted some other seasonal streams here and here. That seems like a huge area. North and south of 82? How can we cover all of that in one day? Where are the roads? We can hike. He frowned. Hike, sure, but this looked like a 3-day deal. Emma, maybe you should talk to your boss again. Show him the map and tell him what you suspect. But I haven't found anything yet, just on the map. Tears sprouted to her eyes, and Billy panicked.